Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. So it's getting to that time of year where all of those holiday and family parties start to roll around, and I know this can be hard for a lot of vegans, especially those who are new to this lifestyle. Because of this, I'm planning on sharing a lot of holiday recipes with you guys to help make this whole season a lot easier. Today we're getting super fancy and I'm going to show you guys how to make an antipasti platter, which is essentially a platter full of roasted, marinated, or seasoned vegetables, which is the perfect starter or appetizer for any holiday party or any social event, really. Also, this video is produced in collaboration with Mezzetta. Mezzetta sells jars of high-quality olives and other pickled vegetables and is available in most grocery stores, but I will also put a link in the description of this video so you guys can check out the varieties that they offer. For this recipe, I'm going to be using their jalapeno stuffed olives, their castelvetrano olives, and their kalamata olives. Personally, I'm a huge fan of olives, and I think that they're practically essential to any antipasti platter, so be sure to stock up on a few jars of these for your holiday season. I also know that the holidays can be quite a busy time for some people, so because of this, we're going to be making this recipe in the fastest time possible using my one pan method. And if you're a little confused by that, don't worry, you'll see what I'm talking about shortly, so let's just get straight into the recipe. So for this recipe, you're going to need around 2 red peppers, an eggplant, 1 zucchini, about 8 ounces of baby bella mushrooms, and 1 beet. So you're just going to take the center part of the red pepper out, chop the eggplant and zucchini into slices, and then I cut off the end of the beet and quartered it. And then we're just going to take the center stem out of the mushrooms. It should come out pretty easily, especially if you twist it. And there you have it, all your veggies are prepped. So for this recipe, you're going to need 1 baking tray and a silicone mat to roast the vegetables on. So first we're going to make our roasted red peppers. So you're going to put all of those pepper pieces onto the silicone mat. And then set your oven to broil on the highest setting and place the peppers on the top rack with the door slightly cracked open for around 10 to 15 minutes. While the red peppers are roasting, we're going to prep the rest of our vegetables. So we're going to add half of a teaspoon of thyme to the mushrooms. Mix that all together and then set it aside. Then in a different bowl, you're going to add your zucchini slices and add half of a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and mix that all together. And then finally, you're going to add your eggplant to a third bowl and add half of a teaspoon of paprika or smoked paprika, whatever you prefer. Mix it all up and then again, set it aside. And then finally, for our beet, we're not going to do much. You're just going to place it on a sheet of aluminum foil, and I like to bunch it all together to hold the original shape of the beet. I just cut it so it cooks a little faster. And you're going to make a sort of cup using the aluminum foil. And then before you seal the cup up, I usually add about 2 teaspoons of water so the beet doesn't dry out and stays a little bit more moist. Then you're just going to seal that off, and as with the other veggies, set it aside for now. So once your roasted red peppers are ready, you're going to take them out of the oven and then set the oven to 400 degrees for your vegetables. In the meantime, we're going to finish roasting our red peppers. So for this, you're going to need some sort of reusable plastic bag. I'm using a silicone one here. And while the peppers are still warm, you're going to use tongs or some other device to carefully place them inside of the bag. Then you're just going to seal the bag and let the peppers sit there until they cool down to about room temperature. Then I just gave the silicone mat a little bit of a wash, and I put the rest of the veggies that we're going to be roasting onto the tray. When you do this, make sure you section them off by the type of veggie because we're going to be removing them from the oven at different times, and this just makes it a little bit easier. Then you're going to put these veggies into your oven, which should be heated up by now, and set a timer for 30 minutes. While the veggies are roasting, we're going to finish up with our peppers, so they should be pretty cooled down by now. So the first thing we're going to do is just take the peppers out of the bag. They should be nice and soft. And I know you guys are wondering why I'm trying to make you eat black peppers, but don't worry guys, the peppers aren't actually burned. Only the outer part of the skin is black. So next, you're just going to peel the skin off, and if your peppers are soft enough, this should be really easy. And as you can see, once you peel the skin away, the peppers really aren't burnt at all, and they have this amazing flavor. So once you've peeled all your peppers, you can just discard that black skin because it probably doesn't taste very good. And then you're just going to chop each of the peppers into thin little strips in order to make them more easily edible. Once you've finished cutting them all up, you can just set them aside. We're going to be done with them until we assemble our entire antipasti tray. So while the veggies were roasting, I also decided to prepare the olives for this platter. So like I mentioned before, I'm using 3 different types of olives from Mezzetta, and the great thing about these olives is you really don't have to do much. All I did was crack open the jars and put a few of each olive type into a bowl, and then I mixed them all together to get a nice olive medley. So after your 30-minute veggie timer goes off, you're going to remove the mushrooms and set a timer for another 15 minutes. After those extra 15 minutes have passed, you're going to remove your zucchini and the eggplant, so they will have roasted for 45 minutes total. Then you're going to set a timer for another 15 minutes to let the beet cook, but you can just set those veggies aside for now. And then once those 15 minutes have elapsed, you will take your beet out of the oven, so it will have cooked for 1 hour. And you're going to carefully remove the foil wrapping. You could wait for the beet to cool down a little, but I was feeling extra impatient today. But once you have your beet unwrapped, you can just take each of the segments out and slice it into bite-sized pieces. Then you're just going to let all of the veggies that you just roasted and prepped cool down to room temperature, and then it will be time to assemble our antipasti platter. So this is really the easiest part. You can assemble your antipasti platter in whatever way you feel inspired to. This is what I did today. I think it looks really nice with all the colors, and here is the final product. Obviously you can vary this according to whatever veggies you have. These are just the ones that I decided to use today, but either way I think that this looks pretty impressive. And it's always nice to have a healthier but still tasty option when you're going to parties as well. And that's it. This may look like a lot of work, but it's actually really simple to make, and I just think it makes you look so elevated and classy when you have an antipasti platter at your parties or you bring it to a friend's house. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this recipe out, and also tell me if you like green olives or black olives better, because I'm curious to know. When I was a kid, I used to hate green olives, but I have to say that within the past few years, they've really grown on me. As always, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!